And with that said, let's get down to business now. This young man, last Tuesday was one of those meetings that we could have taped and sent all around ACN and used it permanently, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. What do I know? And he did a great job with last Tuesday, and we want to bring him back. He's here with us every Tuesday in the month of January. He doesn't need that much of an introduction, but boy, after last week, he does. He did a fantastic job last week. If you haven't seen it, go back to the channel, Destiny National, and watch it. And without further ado, from San Diego, California, regional director, the one and only, with a big organization down there and growing internationally. Just signed up somebody in Denmark, a restaurateur in Denmark that same day, the UK person, and one in LA as a dental assistant. Without further ado, regional director, Mr. Julian Lewis.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Excelente.
Man, I was watching it's funny. I was watching the candle go down because that's just how I am. And I was like, oh man, we got to get through this. So, but it was perfect. And then Al Randolph helped you blow it out. So it's great, great to see your face always. And I just want to let everyone know that, you know, the things that Mr. Thomas said about me and the business, that's the team. The team is having a lot of success. I am so grateful that I get to represent the team when it comes to you know, the like charts and things like that, but it really is the team. So they're killing it, and they're signing up people all over the place because we're keeping it simple. And we're going to talk about that this morning, but I just want to give it back to Mr. Thomas and let all of you know that I have so much respect for him, what he's been able to share with me, the simplicity of the business, the certain key fundamentals that you focus on no matter where we are, no matter what decade we're in. If you apply these key fundamentals to how things work in the world today, you'll still get the same results. So, Mr. Thomas, I appreciate you for always sharing those words of wisdom with me and my team. And then, guys, I just want to say, Mr. Jabri Clemens, listen, for all of you that are brand new that are saying, who is this guy? Like they called his name and we don't even see his face. Who is he, right? Mr. Jabri Clemens is the reason why we have this platform. He not only does he do it seamlessly and makes it so that it's so easy for people to come on and share, but then he takes it a step further and he puts the video together, edits all the videos from all the trainings, and puts it on a platform on YouTube for every one of us to be able to see over and over again. And he does it out of the kindness of his heart. He helps people without any recognition of it. He does it because of who he is. So I just needed to share who Jabri is and why. And so as a leader's leader, sir, happy birthday. And I thank you for everything you do for me personally, as well as the team. Okay. Now we're going to get into some training this morning. And before we do, I want to let everyone understand that I want to make sure you understand that everything that we do can be a lot easier than it is. It can be a lot easier than it is. It's not that circumstances are hard. It's the way you perceive circumstances that make them hard or easy. Do you see circumstances as challenges that are going to level your life up, or do you see them as bad luck and you're a victim of your life? Okay. Now, what will help you to shift the way you think about those things is what you can control and what you can't control. And I want to play this quick. It's 43 seconds before I get into the training. Please, wherever you are, get somewhere where you can hear this. Get somewhere where you're not distracted for 43 seconds. It's only 43 seconds, so that means if you miss 10 seconds of it, you missed a lot, okay? So I want you to really pay attention to what he says about what you can control and what you can't, because this is going to be refreshing to some of you that may not be aware of this. But what he's sharing is a philosophy of how I live my life on a day-to-day. Okay, so let me go ahead and I know a lot of you know who this person is, Jay Shetty. So I'm going to bring this up and let Jay Shetty talk to you guys for a second. And then afterwards, I'll come right back up.
Said that the human mind has 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day, and 80% of them are negative. And negative, highly based on things we can't control. When you're focusing on something you can control, you're not having a negative thought, even if you're dealing with negative information. When you're seeing yourself focusing on things you can't control, that's when you don't want to be. Anytime a thought comes into your mind, I want you to stop and ask yourself, can I control this? If the answer is yes, go right in and get involved. If the answer is no, gather the information and then switch over to focusing on what you can control.
I know that was super, super quick, guys, but did you guys get that? All right, I want to change to gallery view so I can see who's nodding their heads and who's on camera and who isn't. Give me 1 second. All right, so if you were able to understand that, that was something major that I learned a long time ago. It was that most of the headaches we have are on focusing on crap that we can't control. And my life has been so much more peaceful, amazing, and happy when I focus on the things that I can control. You know, I used to when I was a lot younger, I want to say like over 20 years ago. Over 20 years ago, I used to focus on things that I couldn't control. I used to be so frustrated on certain things. I would go back into my mind because remember, guys, my first job, I was an engineer, right? So I would go back into my mind and I would replay the scenario of something that happened in the past. And then I would get stuck on what I could have done, what I should have done. And if I would have, could have, should have, or if things didn't happen this way, then it would have changed my outcome today. And that leaves me feeling depressed in the current moment. Does that make sense to all of you? And I can't tell you how many 30, 40, 50-year-olds and higher I know that still think that way. They get trapped in the prison of their mind and they are not in the present moment. And here's what I learned. When you can step back and ask yourself, what can I control? Is this something I can control? And when you find out you cannot control it, the moment you can let go of that and say, if I cannot control it, there's nothing serving me in focusing on it, and then shifting to what you can control and then putting 100% of your energy into that, you will create the life that you want. But when you focus on things you can't control, your life will feel overwhelming and out of control. I want you to understand that. And I want to share it because I'll share something else with you that you may not know. And Mr. Thomas, I haven't even told you this before, or haven't told you this yet. I had to, so my brother, he wound up testing positive for COVID. He wound up testing positive for COVID, right? And I was like, oh man. And the way it works, my brother didn't tell me. My mom calls me and says, hey, your brother tested positive for COVID. I said, what? He didn't tell me. And I said, oh man. And so I went, and Eileen and I both, we went and we got tested, okay? I tested positive. She didn't, but it was too early. She went and tested again. She got tested positive. So right now, as I speak to you, I am positive for COVID, okay? And I'm saying this for a reason. It's because if I didn't tell you that, you would not have known it. I know I can't control whether that test shows up positive or negative. I can't control if I actually got sick or not. But what I can control is what I can control. And what I do as a human being is focus on what I can control. And that's whether I'm positive about a situation or negative about a situation. And so what I need you to understand is there's something that we've been lied to. We've been lied something very big, actually. People think that they can only change the future. But did you guys know that you can change the past? Did any of you know that you could change the past? Do me a favor and be honest with me. If you did not know that you could change the past, put in the chat, because it's okay. Because there was a point in my life where I did not know this. If you didn't know you could change the past, because I used to hear people say, well, you can't change the past. And I'm like, yeah, I heard that so much that I believed you couldn't change the past. See, Casey, you can tell he's one of my best friends. So he always has to ruin it by telling you guys the idea. No, I'm teasing. He knew it though. He knew it. We study a lot of the same stuff. We have similar philosophies. That's why we're so close. You can change the meaning of the past. Oh, don't worry about it, Casey. You're on it. So we could change the meaning of the past. Okay. See, the event that happened is the fact. The event isn't the issue, because it's not the things that happen to you that impact you. It's the way you perceive what happens to you that impacts you. And if your philosophy is to think negative about things and you learn how to think positive about things, when you look back at the past, you can see the things that have happened, the events, and you can assign lessons to those things that allow you to be better in the present. I hope you guys are getting this. So you can go back into the past. You can look at what you call a horrible relationship, right? And how it was terrible. Or you can go back and you can see how many things you learned about that relationship that allow you to see things differently in the current moment. And the thing is, those things that happened in the past will continue to frustrate you until you assign a lesson to them. So in other words, they will stay with you in a negative way until you assign a lesson to them and release it. So the reason why we're carrying baggage of these things from the past is because we haven't assigned a lesson that allowed us to grow to those uncomfortable things. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is I truly believe it's one of the reasons why people don't move forward in ACN. They start focusing on all the things they can't control and they get overwhelmed. They start looking at how things were in the past and they assign a negative association to whatever it is in the past. And because they've said, oh, this happened before, it will probably happen again. Now they think in those negative terms and they allow what they cannot control to continue to destroy their happiness and their present moment. And it is ongoing. It is a vicious cycle, and they suck in family members, friends, relatives into this negative vortex that they call their life. And they don't realize that they are the creator of their hell. So if you are the creator of your own hell, what does that mean? You can also decide, because you can control this, to stop. But you can't stop unless you're aware of it. And that's why I wanted to make sure that you are aware of this first. Now, going into ACN with an outlook of I can only control what I can control, and I'm not going to focus on the things I cannot control, ACN becomes fun. Can I control if someone says yes or no? No. Can I control if someone likes the business or doesn't? No. Can I control if the person I talk to is an urchin, a whale, a dolphin, or a shark? No. Can I control whether they like me or not? No. Then why waste my energy on all these things? See, the co-founders are so smart. They said, just sort. Don't get focused on. See, I've heard people say, focus on business owners, right? I want to show you this. Everyone is right. I've heard, and I'm going to say the names. I've heard Patrick and Michael Mazer say, focus on business owners. Have you guys heard that before? But then I heard So Patrick and Michael Mazer are one leg of Danny Volanino's. Do you know what his other leg is? Aaron and Chanel Burt. Imagine having those as two separate legs. Aaron and Chanel Burt, they say, we don't care if they're business owners or not. Just focus on everyone. Can we agree both philosophies have created top producers? So which one is right? They both are. See, we get so stuck on how somebody else is doing it. Look, it all works. All you have to do is sort. So when you hear trainers come on here and say, here's what you should do, what they're really saying is, here's the philosophy that I bought into 100%. And because I bought into something 100%, I'm getting results with it. I want to clarify that because we have so many different trainers that come on and teach so many different things. And you could think, oh my gosh, since they're winning, I should do it exactly this way. And you're missing the point. The point is, what they all have in common is they've bought into their own philosophy of winning 100%. And that's why they're winning. That's why they're winning. And they focused on what they can control, which is the work. So whatever it is that you decide, whether you want to focus on business owners, whether you want to take it to the mall, whether you want to do social media, you got to buy in 100% to the philosophy and win. But if you sit here and tell me that cold market is better than warm market, I can show you people with warm market that are outproducing cold market. If you want to tell me that warm market is better than cold market, then I can show you people who 100% bought into the philosophy of cold market who are killing it. None of that crap matters. What matters is, are you going to settle on a philosophy that is in alignment with you and actually decide to do what you can control and work? Are you going to peak consistently? Are you going to prospect consistently? Warm, cold, business owner, non-business owner, I don't care what it is. Are you going to do the work consistently? Because that's all you can control is what you do. That's all you can control. But I can give you some tips. Here's a mistake that a lot of people make. They believe that their success is based on signups. Who pays the $199? Who pays the $499? Who pays the whatever 99? Whatever ACN decides, they get stuck on the sign up. Let me ask you guys a question. If I'm one of the baddest closers on the planet, I can close anything. Michael Hampton, he's seen it when back in the day, all we did was close, right? That's all we did. It didn't matter if you could walk up to myself or Dakota and say, I don't like multi-level marketing. I don't like cell phones, internet. And Dakota and I would look at each other and say, who you want to close? One of us would close them. Michael, is this true? This is absolutely true. But here's what I found. A person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. So if I'm the baddest closer out there and I close someone to do the business and I get, let's say I close 100 people, but they don't want to do the business. Just because they paid $199, does that mean they're going to be a willing participant? I want you guys look, keep shaking yes or no. Which one is it? Look at the gallery. Everyone's saying no. Everyone's saying no. Well, then that means that $199, signing someone up at $199 doesn't mean you're being successful. Getting someone's $199 doesn't mean you're successful. Why am I trying to say I want you to eliminate that type of thinking from your mind because it is infecting your business. What if I have somebody who wants to kill this thing, but doesn't have 199, but they're willing to introduce me to 100 of their contacts? Can we agree that you're going to get more from that result than someone that has the 199 that doesn't want to do the business? So again, get the 199 out of your head. That's not the issue. What is the issue? Exposing to identify willing participants. It's a game. It's a game. Imagine if we had a game and all we were doing is we were spinning a plate, and the goal was to keep the plate spinning. And the more and as long as you kept the plate spinning, your points in the game would continue to go up. So what does that mean in as it relates to ACN? The goal is to keep the plate spinning. Well, what's the plate? The goal is to keep constantly exposing, constantly having exposures. It's not about the sign up. Amateur leaders get stuck on the sign up. You could care less about a sign up. Person tells me, I like the business, but I don't know, man, it's 199. You know what I'm gonna say? Well, do you mind if I show you how to do this without the 199? I could care less. I want to remove the 199 as an issue because that's not what I care about. What I care about is this person going to be coachable? Are they going to introduce me to the people that they know, love, and trust? So let me ask you this. If they say, yeah, I'll do that, and they introduce me to the 3 closest people to them, those 3 closest people, you know what they have for that individual? If you know it, put it in the chat. There's something important that they share with that individual. There it is. Clark said it. Trust. This is called the trust triangle. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. This is going to help you if you do cold market as well. Okay. See, the biggest mistake new people make with cold market is they go out and they want, listen to this. You want a stranger to trust you. Where in the world is that normal? Really think about this. I've seen ACN IDOs get angry because a cold market recruit doesn't trust them. Like, what are you talking about? I teach my daughter not to trust strangers. Like, why would they trust you? What about you is so trustworthy? Nothing. You can only build trust through time. But the 3 closest people they know trust them. And if you teach that prospect how to edify you, when they edify you to the people that's closest to them, you create the trust triangle. You create mutual trust and respect. And ironically, those people, their 3 closest friends, will trust you more than that cold market prospect trusts you. So the amateur mistake is trying to convince the prospect to trust you. All you need to do is say, look, don't worry about that. I want to show you that this is smart. If your 3 closest people see that this is smart, like you do, you'll see that it makes sense. You can do the business. So you're showing them that they can trust you by doing the work. And when there are 3 people see it, our goal is to get at least one of those 3 people to sign up. Now you might say, well, wait. The first person hasn't signed up. How can they sign up? That's the point. That's the point. When one of their 3 closest friends wants to sign up, immediately they realize, oh my gosh, I need to sign up. Now you've developed more trust with them. Now they're in, and now you sign up their friend, and now you work the business with their friend because there's a trust triangle mutual relationship that was shown, that was set up. Guys, this is easy, but it's only easy if you stop getting stuck on things that don't matter as much as you think they do. I'll take a list of 100 contacts over one sign up any given day of the week. I'm gonna say that again. I'll take a list of 100 contacts over someone who was convinced to pay $199 any given day of the week. Because 100 contacts is gonna lead me to thousands of possibilities, and $199 may or may not. You guys getting this? All right, so let's talk about, lastly, let's talk about qualifications. I need to bring this up. This is really important. I found that most people don't get people to CQ, or they don't get people qualified because they're focused on getting people qualified. I said this back in September, Mr. Thomas, and I meant it. Between October and now, every month. So January is not done, so I won't even count January, right? But let's go from October to December. We've had over and over, listen to me carefully, for the month, we've actually had a few 100% months, but over 95% qualifications in October, November, and December. How's that possible? What if I tell you that we never focused on getting anyone qualified? Would that mess you up? Who thinks they know? Put it in the chat. Okay, in my mind, yes, Winston, I focused on ETL. But what did I focus on with my new people? Does anyone know? Nope, I didn't focus on their why. You guys are getting close, right? So the promotion. So here's the language with the new person. Look, let's get you paid. See, I have to keep a system, not a system, Evelyn. I'm not, because they don't know what that means. Let's get you paid and let's get you promoted. All that other stuff is ACN jargon that they don't understand. They don't understand that. So my goal is to get them to those positions that all of you said, but my language to the new person is, let's get you paid. No, Dave, no. If I said that to them, they don't know what that means. What's in it for them? They don't know. And this is why a lot of people aren't getting people qualified, because they're trying to get people to do something where the new person doesn't understand what's in it for them. And so they fight you on it. They fight you on it. So how do you get somebody paid and promoted? If they're brand new, you got it, Winston. If they're brand new, all you need to do, well, let me ask you guys a question. If you have a brand new IBO, what is easier for a new person to do? Figure out what services they can buy to get qualified, or invite 3 of their closest people to see a presentation. First one or second one, which is easier? Mr. Thomas, but see, you're a professional. See, he's over there like, right? Because he knows it's number 2. It's the second one. Here's what the average person that doesn't get people qualified does. They go to the first one. They're like, we got to get you qualified. So they sign the person up and they start trying to qualify them. And here's what's so funny about that. The person's like, damn, they got me for $199. Now they try to make me buy more stuff. That's what a new person's thinking. Now, is that true? No, but that's the way they're thinking. You have to understand the way your new person thinks. So listen to this. If I say, hey, Winston, you told me your closest people is your sister, your best friend, and your uncle. Here's what I automatically know if those are his 3 closest people. He knows what time they go to work. He knows what time they have a break. He knows what time they go home. So we don't need to figure out their schedule. He also is close to them, so he can ask them to set aside some time at lunch break or at when they get off, or that's easy. And he doesn't have to use a script. And so when we do a quick, we can present to them immediately. That's going to help you because those are going to be those 3 people that he tries to explain this to without you if you don't do it and ruin the business. So now you can talk to his 3 closest people. You know what they all have in common? They trust each other the most. That's why they're close. And so when you teach him how to edify you, like I trained last week, how to edify, they're going to have mutual trust and respect for you. And when you share the opportunity with them, they're going to see it clearly. You're going to have, our goal is to get one of those 3 people signed up yesterday. That's our goal. That's our goal, as quickly as possible. It's called a recruit for a recruit. What does that create? It creates something that I talked about last week, fear of loss. Here's what happens. I sign up Winston's sister and his uncle says, let's go. So now he has his sister and his uncle in the business. And I say, Winston, you're already positioned for that $700 bonus check. The only thing holding you back from that is we got to get you a few services. The fastest way to do it, if we have 2 services worth 12 points, you're in there. Or if you have 3 services, this is a slower way, with 7 points, you're in there. But we got to get it. So listen, we got to pick at least a few services that you can take on. Remember, those are going to be a tax write-off anyway, so that we can help you to release that $700 bonus while I'm working with your people. So if you notice, I never mentioned qualified, CQ, or any of that. I focus on getting them paid the $700. The other reason why I focus on getting them paid the $700 is because that is the biggest chunk of money that they can see in one shot between brand new and regional coordinator. So I want to make sure they get a nice, juicy, a fat, juicy taste of ACN money in the very beginning. Because what happens is you try to get someone qualified, they haven't had a fat, juicy taste of anything. They had a fat, juicy taste of my money. That's all they had. Air. So you need to create something, fear of loss, so that they can get the results that they need. And then when they get a check, I'm telling you how much fun it is, guys. When the reason why we had over 95% qualifications is because we had over 95% of the people that have enrolled between October and December, over 95% of them hit ETL in less than 30 days and received the bonus. Guys, when I tell you I've had ETLs contact me because they went to Hawaii with the bonus. One of my ETLs, Cecilia, she went to Hawaii with her family on the bonus. One of my other ETLs, Vivian, she went to Vancouver to visit her cousin with the bonus. One of my other ETLs got a flat screen with the bonus. It's bonus money. They're doing what they want, guys. What I'm telling you is they're getting hyped. And then when they share that with other people, they're like, man, I want a flat screen. I want to go to Hawaii. I want to go to Canada. And it gets so exciting. But you got to focus on the right things and what you can control. And so I wanted to bring it all back. Can I control? What can I control? Keep asking yourselves these questions. What is it that I can control? And what is it that people want? It's not about the facts. Look, guys, I'm just say this again. There has never been a person to pick up a 1 through 10, just start reading it and got all the facts and say, yes, this is so factual, I'm in. People don't care about the facts. If you believe that, that's one of the reasons why you're not promoting people to ETL. What they care about is, do you care about them? What they care about is, are you going to help them win? You got to figure that out, because no one cares about you being right. Dakota and I used to say this a lot. You be right, I'll be rich. You go ahead and argue with people and convince them that ASEAN is the best thing since sliced bread. Or you can just show them by figuring out what it is you can control and figuring out what it is that people want. And then identifying how you can bring those two together. So with that, Mr. Thomas, I'm done for today. I hope you guys got some value. I know we had to start a little bit late, and if you have any questions, we may not have time for it, but you can always reach out to me. Remember, here is the easiest or the best place to reach out. I'm putting it in the chat.
Well, everybody, what was said today? Oh, shoot. Okay, here we go. Everything we do can be a lot easier. Topic of the day. Number 1 point, you can only control what you can control. Number 2 point, all you need to do is sort and go to work consistently. That's key word, consistent. And number 3, the triangle of trust. That was powerful. And number 4, the language to new people is what? Let's get you paid and what? What's the other P? Promoted.